Hey everybody, we just got back from our Q&A live stream, and guess what's in the box? New snakes! You may have noticed that we have gotten several more reptiles recently, and that's because we're working towards a big project. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but we're getting close to being able to announce it to you guys. Basically, we're going to need more reptiles to use for educational and display purposes. So that's your hint, I guess. That's all I can tell you right now. Anyway, we discovered or first heard about this species of snake called the Kukri snake in a podcast that we listened to called From the Ground Up, and it was from Dr. Travis Wyman, who was talking about these animals. And oddly enough, just a week or two later, we saw captive bred babies available, and they're not really captive bred in the States. So we snatched them up, and now we're gonna open them. Now, disclaimer, just like most animals we unbox here, Ed did, since I was gone earlier today, Ed received these, he unboxed, he said everything looked good, but new snake, I have not seen them yet. I hear they are young and really pretty. Oh man. Ooh, oh, they're in moss. Oh my gosh! Oh, whoa! Oh, this guy's in blue. He's got full-on blue eyes right now. Kukri snakes are unique in that they are rear-fanged, just like hognose snakes and false water cobras. They even have a Duvernois gland, which isn't toxic to humans, but their saliva is toxic to their prey, which consists of lizards and frogs. Whoa, whoa, they've got a lot of energy too, apparently.
Careful not to get bit.
Yeah, they also have a rather nasty bite, is what we've been warned multiple times, because they have several large teeth in the back of their mouth, and they use those to slice open reptile eggs, and then they drink the fluids on the inside of those eggs. So these guys are kind of specialized eaters, and you can feed them bird eggs too. You just crack it open for them because it's harder for them to slice those hard-shelled bird eggs, and then they just drink up the yolk inside. But those rear teeth pack a nasty punch, and so when these are adults, they can cause bites that are severe enough to sometimes cause the need for having stitches in bad cases. So we're gonna work. I'm glad we got babies so we can work with them. But this guy is really pretty, even in shed. So let's check out the other one. I'm gonna stick him back in his moss. This is Ed's new project. He's done all the research on them. I'm gonna learn from him as we go. Oh my gosh. Here's the female. Now these are the red phase of one of the species of Kukri snakes. There's several species out there. And oh my gosh, you are so pretty. I like the V on their head.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a new challenge for us. Hi, cutie. Wow. They have like no neck.
They kind of look like a hognose to me.
Yeah, just without that upturned snout.
Yeah.
Interesting. Everything I read online said they were nocturnal, but they have round pupils.
Interesting.
Well,
they said they found them out during the day too.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's also not a hard, fast rule. It's just a guideline.
That's true. Man, Ed, you're gonna have a lot of fun with these snakes.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to teach me all about them too. I know very limited to what you know about this species. You've done so much research on them.
Apparently they're very easy. It's just one of those species that's not kept and worked with in the United States.
Yeah, they're very widely bred in Europe, right?
Yeah, the parents of these came from Germany.
Oh, really?
Yep.
The Kukri snakes are native to Central and tropical Asia, and although they do feast on a lot of lizards and frogs and eggs, they will also eat small vertebrates like rodents, and that's actually what these guys are on right now, are pinkies. We actually received pictures of them eating pinkies as proof that they are eating, but I think I might try to feed them bird eggs if that's part of their natural diet, and that's what they're specialized to eat, are eggs with those big rear teeth. But we might give them some pinkies too, because there's a lot of nutrients in those, especially for growing little snakes.
Breeder said you could basically take quail or chicken eggs and just poke them with a knife or poke them with like a screwdriver. They'll reach in and just lick up the eggs.
So I could see some people wanting these because they don't eat mice, because a lot of people don't like having snakes because they eat mice, but I don't know if I would recommend these because they're a little more advanced, I think, with their rear teeth.
I would probably, with a bite that can, in an adult, that can basically cause some severe damage, I would say more advanced snake.
Yeah. So even though these don't necessarily have to eat rodents, guys, get something else. Don't get a Kukri for your first snake. The good thing is these don't grow to like 8 to 10 feet long where they could cause some really serious damage with one of their bites. They only grow to about 2 to 3 feet, with females being larger than males, of course. But rarely do they get over like 35, 36 inches, so they're a pretty reasonable size. And they are egg layers, by the way. I believe what they do, and you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but they grab the egg in their mouth and they maneuver it so that they get it to their back teeth, and that's where they cut it or slice it open with them. As far as we're aware, there's only one breeder of these in the United States. That's why when we saw captive born and raised or bred babies available, we kind of jumped on it because we were able to get captive bred, which we will always choose over wild caught whenever possible. Yeah. Their breeder's name is Kurt, and he's with South Shore Herpetological, and that's his Facebook page, is South Shore Herpetological, in case anybody wants to check it out. But if you are interested in this species of snake, again, it wouldn't be for beginners, but if you are looking for a new challenge and want an opportunity to get a captive bred Kukri snake, you could check him out on Facebook and see if he has any. But we're feeling quite lucky to have been able to snag a couple of these.
If you're looking for that next intermediate snake, these probably would make a good one.
Oh, cool. Okay, we're gonna set them up for quarantine now. These are gonna be like mansions for these snakes, but that's okay. They won't mind the extra space. We usually use paper towels for quarantine, but since these are more of a tropical species, the breeder recommended we use cypress, but we don't have any cypress mulch right now, so instead we're gonna use cocoa blocks. This should hold in moisture just fine. I think what we're gonna do is we'll do kind of the cocoa blocks up front, and we're going to do sphagnum moss in the back. It's getting more sphagnum moss ready because we need a little bit more. We're also, of course, going to have water dishes in the front. I have another water dish that I'm currently washing out. It's soaking, so I'll put that in later. And then for enrichment, I don't know if they're really gonna use it, but since they live in the rainforest, I'm gonna do this fake plant over there, and then I'll just try a tube, see if they like that. For this one over here, maybe I'll like half bury it too. There we go.
Sphagnum moss.
Sphagnum moss. And then I think we're just gonna use the moss that they were packaged in, and we're just gonna set that on top. We may as well use it.
Oh, he buried himself.
Aw, he's down at the bottom. I know it's scary because you're in shed and you just were shipped. And then in the back, on top of all that moss, we're just gonna stick a cave there. And we'll do the same with the other one here. So there we go. New snake, Kukri snakes. Really unique species. I think, Ed, you're gonna have a lot of fun with these.
Yeah, these should be fun to watch grow.
Yeah. We'll keep you posted and give you updates when these guys grow. Hopefully they stay friendly, and we're gonna handle them a lot so they're less likely to bite us with those huge rear fangs or teeth. And we'll see how that goes. This will be an interesting new challenge for us. Thank you, Patreon backers, for all of your support on this channel, as always. Man, just look at him go. He's kind of just laddering through my hand, or treadmilling. So this is actually a technique you can use to calm down young, frightened snakes that just aren't used to people yet. You just let them continue slithering through your hands like a treadmill. And they do eventually slow down and kind of start relaxing. And this is what you can do for like baby corn snakes too, if they're pretty flighty like this one is. Well, little cutie, I'm gonna put you back. Thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Should we set them in here? Here you go. Check out your new digs.